Ha!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Time. I'm the LEGO Zora.
I am Bgoldbricks.
And I am the fabulous Hylian Bricks.
Oh, God. That is every time he introduces himself that way, right? Every single day. Every single time.
Every single day, perhaps.
Perhaps.
We're gonna
Every
get comments from
other-
Octane saying the narcissism is off the charts.
Every other Saturday, yeah, maybe yes. Every Saturday, perhaps.
Yes, perhaps. Okay, so welcome everybody. Let's just get right into this thing.
Yeah.
What was the first idea we were going to talk about? Yeah, go ahead.
No, what was your idea?
Okay, so I have a theory. I have a
Okay.
theory that I would like to
A
bring to the
game theory, what?
Let's
Well,
do
it
it.
is technically a game theory.
Oh,
Rest
yeah.
in peace.
Oh,
So
Well, he's not dead.
we don't know. We don't know.
What?
No, he's not dead.
Okay, I'm like, what?
But anyway, so the new Lego Zelda set. I was about to say Lego Zelda the Hedgehog, but that does not make any sense. The set is going to come out soon, and I have a theory about it. So there's going to be a Young Link minifigure by all appearances, and Young Link has a hat. We all know this from the video games. So
Oh, he has a hat. I never knew that.
I would. Well, there you go. Now you know. One of the lesser known things about Link. So I would like to bring everybody's attention to the Snow White and the Seven Doors Lego set. Okay.
You know, I'm gonna go
Oh,
back.
yes.
Actually.
Yes. So
Yeah, I think I know where you're coming here.
Okay. Well, I'm very glad. So the idea is the dwarves. They have a new hat mold, right? It's not the mold where the hat goes forward like the old mold that we've known forever, which also appears in the set. But there's a new mold that goes back, similar to Link's hat. Now, there's a problem with this because Link, of course, has ears and he has hair. So my theory, which is unlikely, very unlikely, but it might be possible, is that the ears and the hair will be a new mold, and you'll be able to attach the hat on top of that on the new Young Link in the new set. What do you guys think?
I see the hat. Yeah. Like I had to check. I
Hold
was
up.
like, what?
I gotta see the new hair. I gotta see the hair
most,
piece.
Yeah, I thought like most of them had the hat I used for my Tingle minifigure.
Exactly. Yeah, most of them do. Some of them do, but then some of them
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, but then yeah.
It's very odd. Actually.
Okay, I see what you mean. With the hat piece, it curves down this time. Okay, but my question would be,
Yes.
how would the studs connection be? Because we have, of course, we have like a normal stud connection with minifigure heads. But how do you honestly know, how do you think it works with the hair and how would you think that connect?
Yes. So I would like to bring your attention to the Twilight Princess Lego.
The Lego Ideas one, right?
Yes, Lego Ideas one. Now, in this, then you get a specific image of sort of how this could possibly work, where you could get the hair and the ears underneath, and then the hat could kind of go on top. Now, it would have to be the place where you put the hat would have to be quite deep into like the hair. So without the hat, it might look kind of odd. Like if you take the hat off for whatever reason and you just want to have the hair and the ears, it would look kind of odd because the idea would be there would be another stud connection on the hairpiece. So the hairpiece itself would have a stud, and then the hat would go on top of it. That's sort of my idea.
I'm seeing it right now. The Twilight Princess thing that you told me. I see that it is a pole connection rather than a normal like stud connection.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. That is what the Lego Ideas one has. So that it would be slightly different, I guess, would be my idea.
Now, is it likely or is it unlikely? I see it kind of unlikely. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's
It would be-
interesting nonetheless because one thing is that we are grateful that we have this piece because us purist guys like finding new pieces every time and going crazy over them until they come out and we can actually use it and determine if it's actually bad or good.
It's true.
Do we see an official set? Me personally, I do not. We know Lego's mold budget problems sometimes. I think Brandon has extensively discussed that in the past.
What?
Mold budget.
Yeah,
And speaking of
again,
mold
I
budget,
keep saying is that like they can say all they want that they don't have the budget for that, but then you look at the themes that no one gives a shit about, and bam.
speaking about mold budget, the Navi piece, it is printed on a 2x2 dish.
What?
If you look closely to the leaked pictures, it is not a new mold. It is
But
a
why not
print.
on a 1x1 like the little circular tile?
It's a 2x2 round dish, I believe. Let me search it up.
Dish?
I don't. They make no sense. I swear.
I used to think that the snitch piece from Harry Potter would be the kind of the ideal version, because although it does have the little designs from Harry Potter, the shape is close enough.
Yeah.
But sadly, I don't think it's happening unless this could be a beta version of the set and we get something totally different.
That's true. To some degree, it definitely is a beta version, like technically, because it, well, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe not. But I think it is to some degree already like a beta version. But it does look awfully finished from what I remember. So it's a dish, like it's a dish piece, like what's a good reference? Like the top of the pit droid's head. You know what I'm talking about? From Star Wars.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Give me a moment. Now it's hard to notice because of the quality of some of the pictures, but there's one picture I remember. There is this one that I remember seeing with a transparent rod going through it.
Oh, when did you say the set was coming out again?
September, like early September.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wait, so why would the rod go through it?
I don't know if it's connected through a brick, then the brick being connected to the Navi piece. It is an odd take nonetheless, one that I'm not very happy with, because I mean it's Navi. Like, come on. Yeah,
exactly. Quite important. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this recently as well. What do you guys think about the Ocarina of Time? Do you think it's even going to be in the set? Probably not.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
Yeah, because it would be a whole new mold. Or, I mean, they could do it brick built, kind of like the way that I've done it recently. That's not unlikely because it does look quite good, but maybe brick built, but then there's like a bit of printing on the on like whatever the what would it be, the cone piece that comes out, like printing for the holes. I don't know. I think maybe a mold would be ideal, but that seems very unlikely.
I think it's unlikely, yes, because again, looking at some of the leaked pictures, the young Link figure already has the new mold being the hair, and there's the Kokiri shield, which I believe is a Nexonite shield by the looks of it.
Really?
That makes sense.
Wait, really? Like a Nexonite's the one that where you can switch out the middle piece?
Yeah, from the looks of it, it looks like the middle piece, not the outer rim.
Oh, okay, so the middle piece, and then maybe like one of those attachment pieces that you can put on the back to have it be held.
No, just the middle piece.
You know what kind of worries me?
Like no, I'm talking about like the 1x1 that you would attach onto the back of certain pieces that has like the clip that you can hold on to.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know what kind of worries me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how like they said that the Hylian shield's getting a new mold, right?
Yes.
I'm kind of worried that like we might not get the Master Sword, and I know the Deku Tree, it's the one that it's like, oh, the Master Sword's right in front of it, but I'm kind of worried that they're not going to include it, because like I noticed that a lot of Breath of the Wild Link merch, sometimes it doesn't have it. He just has a normal sword because he doesn't always have the Master Sword.
Ooh, yeah.
The only contradicting point, I guess, you could say about that, which again, that's a very great observation, Brandon. Even in the official artwork, some of them lack the Master Sword.
I mean, I'm looking at I have like a Breath of the Wild poster on my wall right now. He's not holding it. He's just holding a normal broadsword.
That's true.
Now, the reason I think they will include the Master Sword, first of all, like you mentioned, the Deku Tree, that's, kind of a no-brainer right there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying is that like that could be their justification to not make a new mold, which again, I'm only bringing this up because they've done stuff like this in the past.
Which is a very fair point, but looking again at some other Breath of the Wild / Tears Kingdom or whatever merchandise, which we'll continue this topic in a bit.
Oh, yeah.
With the upcoming figurine that's coming out. Link is holding the Hylian Shield, and usually when he's holding the Hylian Shield, it's associated with the Master Sword. We know that in Breath of the Wild, there's weapon sets like the Royal Guard set, the Goron weapon set, the Gerudo,
Yeah.
yada yada yada, and usually the Master Sword is always with the Hylian Shield, no matter what. Even in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, you have by default the Hylian Shield when using the Master Sword. So I believe he will be carrying the Master Sword because, I mean, it'll be a big screw up if they kind of don't include it in this set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm only like concerned. Like, I wouldn't be concerned at all if this was like Sonic, where we're getting like a bunch of different sets. It's literally the fact that like this could literally be the only one we ever get, ever.
That's true, and also the fact that with Sonic, then there's multiple sets, so they can have different molds in each set, and I think they do with Sonic. It's basically a new mold per set.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but if we're getting it all at once, like I'm looking at the Snow White set, sort of for a reference, and I'm surprised by how many new molds there are in the Snow White set, because you got the hat, you got 2 different beards, so that's what 3 molds in and of itself, and then I think the hair for Snow White is. Actually, the hair came in the Disney Castle.
I mean, it's really just like I just keep thinking back to like all the different factors at play here. That like how Nintendo advertises Zelda, the fact that like after all this time we're only getting 1 so far. Like that's it.
Well, I would have to say it's important to note the possibility that we'll get more. I think that it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I know what I said about like Sonic and Minecraft, that they're good examples of this. I'm just saying though, is that like. I don't know, like with Sonic and Minecraft, again, it goes back to that whole how Nintendo advertises it, because like unfortunately we have to accept that like Nintendo really does advertise it as, oh yeah, Zelda's different from all our other shit.
True. Yeah, it is. It's a scary prospect, but I'm still excited because of the fact that
there's no doubt
Zelda,
this set is gonna sell. Like I don't think this
Oh, yeah.
set will sell poorly.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying that like if this is the only Zelda set we ever get, and they don't include the Master Sword, then that's it.
I think they will.
Well,
does
yeah,
it look like the Master
more
Sword
than
in the
likely,
photos?
I'm just a little concerned, is all.
Yeah, fair enough. I see your point, and yeah, I would say that the fact that it's the Deku Tree does reassure me to some degree.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it was like, again, if it was Hyrule Castle, then they could have not included it, and they're like,
That's
oh,
true.
He doesn't always have it.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Does it look like? Do you guys look at the photos? Do you know if it looks like that he
like
has
I don't even think I'm looking at the same photos that like you guys are, because like you guys see things that I'm not seeing here.
Oh, I haven't looked at it in like months now.
Well, I saw it
some
like
pictures
3 times.
are different than others in image quality and even in the lighting, for example. One thing that I can see in one particular picture I'm looking at. By the way, I just Googled LEGO Zelda leak, so if anyone's wondering, this is what the images I'm looking at, some of the first options that appear. The Master Sword, by the looks of it, it's dark, that's for sure. It's dark, it doesn't look silver. So maybe that could be like the dark blue on the hilt. I don't know. I hope it's dual molded, that's for sure. And yeah, I believe it's the Master Sword. I don't think you could argue with that.
I feel like we sound like ancient Hyrulean scholars, like trying to be like, is this the real Master Sword? Like, where is it? It is the Deku Tree. Oh no.
I mean, I hate to say it like this, but I also feel like we're going around in circles, because like we say this almost every time. Like
Yeah,
like,
true.
I swear, like the past few episodes, we keep bringing up like, God, is this or that going to happen in this set?
No, you're right. I mean, I guess it does kind of make sense though, given that it's.
But that's the thing, is that like
we
we weren't worried about this with other things. Like none of these were concerns of mine with Sonic. I mean, the only concern was like, are we getting more sets? Because like I didn't think we get any sets
I
at
think
all.
that comes down that I think it really comes down to the fact that we've been very passionate. What did I say? Passionate about the Legend of Zelda franchise, and this is such a big thing for us. Because I don't know about you, but at least in Zora's case, I think I can speak for, with all the custom builds he's made in the past and all of this, and we want this to be like perfect in a way because, like we said, the possibilities of another set is very unlikely by all the reasons we've previously discussed.
And I'm gonna say this, and listen, I if there's any diehard Animal Crossing fans watching this in a few months, I really don't care. The fact that we got LEGO Animal Crossing before Zelda is absolutely ridiculous.
It's pretty sad.
Like, I know what everyone says. It's like, oh, but they advertise Zelda differently. Fine. That's not the point, though. We should not have gotten Animal Crossing before Zelda. I don't care what anyone says. Like, if you think that Animal Crossing is better than Zelda, I mean, then you are a casual. That is it. That is the only reason you can give me as to why you think it's better.
Well, that's a pretty good reason, though. I mean, I do, because it is weird on one level, given that LEGO Ideas consistently has been shown for Zelda. But then again, LEGO doesn't just look at LEGO Ideas, because LEGO Ideas is the people who are already deep into LEGO, right? People who are kind of already,
also, like, Zelda is older than all of us, all three of us.
That's true.
And probably most of you watching.
True as well.
Animal Crossing is not. Like, Animal Crossing is older than me by, like, 1 year. It came out in 2001. Zelda dates back to the 80s. I'm just saying, is that, like, there is no reason that we should get Animal Crossing first. That's the thing, is that, like, if you asked me, like, all right, what makes more sense for a building block toy? This game where you're, like, in a fantasy world, slashing away at monsters, doing all this cool stuff, or a game where you're basically trying to pay a never-ending rent? Like, the answer's obvious. Of course, it's the fantasy one. LEGO has been making Castle for years. Again, since the 80s. And then just Animal Crossing just waltzes in. And again, this is the part that floors me. It would be one thing if, like, the Mario sets had minifigures and then Animal Crossing comes in, because then at least it's like, oh, okay, well, Mario and Animal Crossing, casual, whatever. But the fact that, like, I'm saying all this and the Animal Crossing sets are better than the Mario ones, again, that's ridiculous.
That's a fair opinion. Yeah, I can't fault you for that.
And I saw that they announced in between episodes. By the way, there was a post that LEGO made. They were announcing, because we all thought LEGO Mario was over this year.
Oh yeah.
Well, I said we were going to be throwing a party. No, they're making LEGO Mario Kart now, which, quite frankly, you know what? That might actually work out a little bit better. That's something, at least. But there was a comment on that post that said, y'all will just do anything but minifigures. And then LEGO commented on that and was like, did someone throw a green shell at you? Stay tuned for something.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah. And then I posted on my story. I was like, okay, you know what? This might be something. And then Hylian messages me a few hours later and says that comment was removed.
Okay, well, I think that doesn't mean that they're not doing minifigures and that post was wrong. I think that what that means is that they are definitely doing minifigures, and the person who posted that knew that, and then they were just so desperate to be like, God, these people keep being angry that there aren't minifigures, but there's literally going to be minifigures in like 2 months, and then they posted that, and then the higher ups were like, you can't do that. You can't tell them that.
Well, yeah, but at the same time,
the
Mario they showed in the video is the same LEGO Mario.
True. But I think that that's still hinting at the fact that there will be something that just has yet to be revealed.
I mean, I guess. But even so, like, we shouldn't have gotten Animal Crossing before that.
I believe the comment was removed due to, like, kind of what Zora said, confusion from the higher ups, because people can interpret it in so many different ways. Like, what if they were just referring to, like, the game Mario Kart, where you just throw a green shell and now you're mad, someone threw a green shell. But other people can interpret it like Brandon did.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna look back in my story. I'm gonna see what the comment said.
That would actually be helpful.
And that's the thing, is that you mentioned it earlier with the Sonic sets, is that every Animal Crossing set has a new mold. So again, they're really just, there is no excuse here. Okay, anyways, so the comment said they'll do anything except make Lego Mario minifigures. And then Lego said, did someone throw a green shell your way? Exciting announcements coming soon.
That's it. That mean we're getting it. That's good.
But does it though? I mean, if it was removed, like...
That means that nobody, because I even think that to have that be posted in a comment is extremely, like, you're basically telling us that we're getting Lego Mario minifigures. And so I think that that's why it was removed, is because it was just way too obvious and it was way too revealing. That's definitely, I'm 100% all in with that. That's, yeah. Because, you know, even if it was true, then they still wouldn't want it up. That's kind of my point.
True. I don't know. Like, I don't want to get my hopes up, because like I feel like if I do, then just bam, like the disappointment will be just off the charts.
That's fair. That's a real concern. That's fair. Yeah. No, you know,
because trust me, Lego is no stranger to disappointing me.
That's true. That's true. You know.
Now, Lego could disappoint you, but there's something that I don't think won't, and that is the recently new announced Figma from The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh yes, that is far from disappointing.
So there's 3 of them. There's Link, Ganondorf, which has a mold. The figure isn't already for sale. It just has like a picture of the mold. And there's a Zelda one, which we don't know much about, but it's in the making, which is super exciting.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Link is finished, I think. I mean, it looks like it.
Amazing. This is amazing.
Ganondorf is still like in the production stage, I guess. Like Hylian said, there is a mold for him, but like it's not painted or anything.
And it's so exciting because if you scroll through some of the pictures that the official Good Smell company uploaded on their Instagram, we could see the accessories that Link has, and one of them that I really like is the Ascend portal.
Oh my god! I still can't get over that.
These are actually pretty cool.
There is the rocket connected to your shield, which is super awesome. The paraglider.
I'm just saying, this is so crazy.
The Zonite bow. What else? And yeah, you know, basic accessories like the hood, different arms, hands attachment. And the crazy thing for me is I believe this is the regular one, because there is a deluxe one too, if I'm not mistaken.
Are you sure that the accessories don't come with the deluxe version? Because that seems like that would make sense.
Well, I mean, yeah, because that's what happened with the Twilight Princess one.
Yeah, like some of the accessories come with the regular version, but then the deluxe version has more accessories.
Well, I mean, kind of like, I don't recall like what came with the Twilight Princess one. I think if you bought the standard one, it was just the Master Sword and Hylian Shield. Because I have the deluxe one and it came with all the other stuff. So
yeah, me too. Yeah.
By the way, that claw shot, do not mess with that thing. That thing broke for me. I gotta fix that.
That makes sense. It looks very delicate. I mean, these are what's kind of
like I was young and stupid playing with that thing like it was like one of the Jack's Pacific figures.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised that more wasn't broken.
I'm impressed as well. No, I mean, what's kind of sad is that these choosing Tears of the Kingdom as sort of like their game that they're going to make this Figma for is like kind of a genius move, because as a toy there's so much that in Tears of the Kingdom there's so much that you can reconfigure and everything, and so that's quite smart. However, it's kind of sad because it's like a very high-end toy that you really shouldn't be playing with too much. So that's but nonetheless, it's amazing. Did they ever make one for Breath of the Wild? I don't think they did.
They did not. Only recently, Jack Specific made a Breath of the Wild and Zelda figure.
Well, no, there was a Breath of the Wild Link a few years ago. It was pretty bad though.
Really, a Figma?
No, not Figma. Jack Pacific.
Oh right.
No,
yeah.
They're actually. Is it Good Small Company? I don't know what company is it. Let me just verify. I know there is a giant Link figure from Breath of the Wild that came out.
No. Like, there was a World of Nintendo figures. That's Jack Pacific, and there was a Link I don't know how long it was after Breath of the Wild came out. It was either like around the time or like a year after. Either way, though, it came out, and then I was looking at, because like back then they would come with like a mystery accessory, and I was like, oh man, what is this going to be? It was like, it wasn't. It was bad. They made a new Breath of the Wild link, I think, and that one's a lot better if I'm remembering correctly. I'm trying to find like the post of the deluxe link. I'm scrolling.
So I found it here.
Wait, they're making an Android Sans. I gotta buy that.
It's I don't know what company is it, so I can't find the company, but I remember this came out a while back, and it's kind of not giant, but it's pretty, like, it's doll size, a version of Breath of the Wild Link. It has a real cloth tunic, and I believe a Skyward Sword one came a while back before it.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
That's only like,
yeah.
Okay.
It costs around $200.
Hylian, do you have the post of the deluxe link? I can't find it.
The Figma.
Yeah, because like I'm trying to see if there's anything I can point out about it.
All right. Anyways, while we do this, Zora, can you tell us about your Tears of the Kingdom journey?
Oh yes.
I'm actually sad because I don't have too much to report. I basically haven't played any since the end, or maybe since early January. So it's basically where it was last time. Because like last time, the way that I did it was I didn't play it at all until like December, like until Christmas, until basically my vacation during Christmas. And then I just played it literally every day, 24 days a week until the end of my vacation, and then I haven't picked it up since. So what do you guys think is a good time to, like, maybe summer sometime to like finish it up?
Yeah, that would be a good one. Like whenever you have like the most free time.
Yeah, that's fair. Probably summer would be it. So I can finish it before I go to college. I guess like my last place that I was at was I was about to the Lurelin village was under attack, and so I like was looking down on Lurelin, knowing that there were pirates there, and then that was my last thing. I gotta say I was kind of disappointed because I was expecting like actual pirates, and then I look down and I like zoom in, and then I see that it's just bokoblins, and I'm like, okay, I guess those are the pirates. But, yeah,
I found the regular one. Yes, the one of the before mentioned accessories. That is the deluxe version. The regular one includes the Master Sword sheath, Hylian shield, 3 hands, 2 different faces, and his the hood.
I still can't find it. Like, I don't know where they posted the deluxe one. I still can't find it.
Yeah, the deluxe one is the one that includes the fused weapons.
They got a video of it. All right, hold on. Let me watch it. God, the detail is insane. Like it really looks like they I know this is weird. Like it looks like they like combined the Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess in terms of like facial expressions, but like and then the body shape.
Yeah, it's an amazing model. When I first saw
I love that. Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought it looked kind of AI generated just because it was hyper detailed. Thank God it's not. I'll just say that.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, they even have the arrow quiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the batteries, and then they have the Zonai bow. Yeah, and then the Ascend thing. Oh yeah, and then they have the rock hammer.
Yeah.
They also have the glider, which I don't think we mentioned. They have the glider. And they also have the Traveler Shield, I think, whatever it's called, the one you always see Breath of the Wild.
Traveler Shield.
Yeah. I think that's it. There might be more that we don't know about. I don't think so, but
yeah.
Wow, but the real excitement comes with the Ganondorf one.
Oh yeah.
We only have a picture of the mold, but I already imagine him having the Gloom Sword, the Gloom Bow, the Demon King's bow.
Is the Gloom Sword his?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I think so. Yeah. Like but I don't think there's gonna be like a deluxe Ganondorf because like that already looks like that's gonna be expensive.
Yep, it's pretty big.
Like, and you know what? They didn't make a deluxe Twilight Princess Zelda, so I don't think we're gonna get a deluxe Tears Zelda.
That's a good point.
Good point.
But with Ganondorf, yeah, like I think Hylian's right. Like I think we'll get like the gloom weapons. Although I don't think he used the gloom bow, if I remember correctly.
The Demon King's bow. He does use it in the yeah, we're not going to talk about that because it's Zora.
Oh yeah. But yeah, like it looks great. No complaints from me. I'm trying to think though if there was anything else they could give him. I don't think so. Like there's one thing, but I'm not gonna say it because Zora's here. but I will say something I really hope they include is an alternate head of him making the face. Do you know how much I would love to have that?
Oh, they got it.
And then I look over and just see Ganondorf doing that. like you know how many scenarios I can put that in? Like him standing over a bunch of other dead figures and making that face. Oh my god.
I will say, Ganondorf from Tears of the Kingdom is kind of a perfect Ganondorf design. I really like how it mixes the Wind Waker essence of the character.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I think basically if Wind Waker Ganondorf was a samurai, then there you go. That's what we have here.
Isn't he a samurai?
No, but like that's how he looks in Tears of the Kingdom. He looks like a samurai.
I see. He does look like maybe he doesn't look like a samurai, but he acts like a samurai in what is it, Wind Waker? Like the way he
has the double katanas, right?
Cool.
Yeah. But as for Zelda, in terms of accessories for her, which based on the picture they're using for her, it seems like she's going to be in the outfit she was wearing. I'm trying to. Zora, you've seen the memories, right?
The ancient outfit, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, okay, that's the picture they're using to be like, oh, coming soon. So based on that, I think she'll come with like the hilt of the Master Sword when it's all decayed and broken.
Makes sense.
And maybe the secret stone. Maybe something like alternate hands with magic. Hylian knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. There's not really much to give Zelda, really, because let's be very honest here. She doesn't really have much really in the game aside from memories and
yeah,
stuff.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something. Why doesn't Link have the Pura Pad?
It's a good question.
Good point. Maybe she
Zelda has it. Yeah, maybe.
Does she ever use it, really?
I mean, she does for like 5 seconds in the intro.
I mean, that might be enough to do that, I guess.
Before Ganondorf goes all Suavemente on them.
She does use it in another moment, which I'm not going to speak. I think Brandon, you may know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking what I said.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said she uses it for like 5 seconds, and then you guys started talking. I was like, before Ganondorf goes all Suavemente on them.
You know,
before he bench presses the castle.
You know, if we didn't already have an outro, I would really want our outro to be Ganondorf doing the Suavemente thing.
I can't argue with that. No, that enters my mind far too much. As like I don't know why, but it just comes out sometimes. I don't know what it is.
Oh man. But yeah, they look great. Can we get an F in the chat for our wallets? Thank you.
Yeah, we kind of need that F in the chat. The wallets are.
Do we know how much it's going to be?
We already throw our money at a bunch of other stuff.
Speaking of other stuff, Zora said that he is working on some new minifigures. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh sure. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. So speaking of things that we are spending too much money on, unfortunately, I recently made a few orders on Bricklink to get some pieces because I'm trying to sort of army build my different cultures and races in my LEGO Zelda world. So I'm gonna get 2 more Gorons. Do you know if anybody's seen the Gorons that I've made recently? Because I'm actually not sure in any of the
I
videos.
don't
Your
know.
Darunia from like a while back, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, they've been updated a lot recently. Currently, they're using medium legs as well as just like normal torsos, as opposed to whatever torsos I was using back then, which was I believe I was using dark tan torsos. Now I'm currently using medium nougat. And then the head, if you guys know the head from the first Mandalorian set, the heads on the aliens are actually fantastic for Gorons.
Actually, I mean, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that is a good point. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, no, so that, because I did a lot of like searching on Bricklink to just find like different heads in the color, and then different heads that may possibly have some rocky features, and surprisingly enough, the Mandalorian heads actually.
I see what you're talking about now. I see it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. And so I bought like 3 more today on Bricklink, and so that combined with the 3 that I already have, now I'm gonna have like a whole army of Gorons. And the hard thing is getting the freaking backs, because I use the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shells for the back of the Gorons, and that is a bit tricky because they're not rare, but they're just not very common on Bricklink. Which I guess is another word for saying it's rare. Now, if you know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, they made Lego sets for the movies, which had different shell designs. You can.
Did they?
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the movie sets had a different shell design, which was quite different. It looked kind of strange. But it's bigger, and so I'm gonna order one of those today to add to Darunia.
It's different. Yeah, it is very big. Yeah, I see it.
Exactly. So I'm gonna use that on Darunia, so then Darunia looks a little bit bigger, and as opposed to the other Gorons. So
Smart.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I'm doing now, as well as getting more of the guards, which. Recently, I tried to find different heads for the guards, and I ended up finding Ross's head, which you guys know about. It is quite odd.
It is very odd. You said you're using medium nougat for the Gorons, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if this is maybe the best suggestion ever,
Please.
but the Hagrid torso, if you remove the printing or use it backwards or whatever.
Yeah.
If you are looking for that sort of bulk, it's a good option, but then you're missing the shell in the back. But it's a good alternative if you're looking for a character with
Didn't
bulk.
Noah R, isn't that what he did for one of the Gorons?
Yeah, for his original Daruk, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. I that is a good point, and I have looked at it, and I've almost agonized. Like my heart has broken because it is so, which is an odd thing to say, but it is so. It's so beautiful that it is the same color, but it just doesn't fit the right shape for me in my opinion. And Noah R may agree, given that Noah R's updated version of his lineup from Breath of the Wild, he does quite a different thing, which is quite odd. I guess I'll throw that image on screen for the people. If you look up the Noah R Daruk, then there is the version that he uses okay, if you just Google that, it's not going to show up. It's on the Instagram page. 1 second. You guys can keep talking. I'm going to pull it up. It might take a second.
Yeah, I believe what he did with the legs was use regular minifigure legs with a 2x2 space connector for the legs. It was kind of a blend of a big fig and, it had big fig arms, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, it's a very unique design.
It is quite a unique design. Yeah, because you're right. The only thing I have with the modern Noah R design, which of course I have very little wrong with Noah R's wonderful designs because they're always amazing. But the one thing I'd say with the Daruk, he solved one problem because he made it so there aren't just normal legs. They're legs that have each individual leg is spaced further apart, which it's hard to say if I like it. I don't know. Hang on. I'm gonna send it to the chat so you guys can look at it, and then I'll put it on screen as well. This is not Daruk, but this is Daruk's like friend person.
Not Daruk, but it's his friend person. Yeah.
Yeah, friend person. What's it called? Bonobo. That's his name. Sorry,
That's his grandson.
His grandson. There you go. Yeah. So
okay, yeah, I can see what you mean with the legs. There's the spacing's a bit too spacious, maybe.
It looks a bit odd. I really like a lot of Noah R's designs. Here, I'll send you another one, which this one's going to be from not a Ganondorf. I'm sorry, from Bowser.
Big fig.
Yeah, it's a big fig. It's basically a big fig. I think it is just basically a big fig, and then it's just got a big shell as well. I think I mean that sort of makes more sense to me because, or even this version of Groot, it's more of the what would you call it? The Mr. Incredible sort of build.
Yeah.
Whereas the Goron, it sort of works on one level because it sort of fits to some degree the sort of silhouette, I guess. But on another level, it just doesn't look, because like if you took off the legs, you'd have a leg that you'd have a build of legs that is weird and can only fit into Goron legs, which I just think that Lego generally, when they go for the arms or the legs individually, you don't really have Lego playing around with removing individual legs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like usually they have it so you can remove legs and then you can switch out the legs, but they don't really push on the builder to remove legs themselves. Now, see, the issue with this is if you look up an image of Daruk, it actually Noah R is kind of on point on how that looks, because it does look a lot like exactly what Noah R did with the leg thing. So it's hard to say. I don't know. How do you guys think they do a Goron if they did it in Lego?
I really don't know. There's many different ways they could tackle that.
That's definitely true.
There is it's kind of hard.
I almost feel like no matter what we say, like they'll just do the opposite of what we predict.
True. I mean, it seems so impossible almost. I gotta think that they would do it sort of similar, probably to Dr. Eggman, except instead of instead of long legs, they might do midi legs. They might do regular legs. If you grab Dr. Eggman and you put him next to a minifigure, it sort of is the same vibe. Now it's not as big as the Gorons themselves, but I think it's the right vibe for it.
Yeah, I could definitely see something like that. A new mold.
Yeah,
for
like
the body
mold. And then I think Noah R used this. He used the Thanos head, the new Thanos head. I think that's pretty good, actually, as an idea for that. So maybe like one more boulder like torso that then connects with the arms, like the arms from Hagrid, and then like Thanos' head, and then that's sort of your Goron. I think that would work.
That's interesting. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. We're on to something, guys. We're cooking.
You got something cooking?
No, I said we're on to something, guys. We're cooking.
We're cooking.
We're cooking.
Like a reference.
A reference to what?
It's like a reference to, because Gorons, they live in the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Come on.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. You want to talk about reference? I saw this one animation. It was by Dubus Goopus. I think that's how you pronounce his channel name. Go check him out. By the way, his stuff is funny. He like Link goes to Goron City, and of course he has the I think it was like a mix of the cartoon and CDI Link. He was like, golly gee willikers, I can't wait to explore in this new game. And he looks at like the cover, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and it just says $70 on it. And he's like, I wonder what adventures await me in this whimsical world. And then like a Goron comes up and he's like, hey, ready to go to do that rock roast? And then he's like, oh my god, they're on crack. And the Goron's like, no, we're not. And then Link's like, is it addictive? It makes you irritable? Yes. It's crack. Yeah, it's crack. Oh my god, Ganondorf planted crack in the Goron city. He's a fed.
Yeah, that's fair. I gotta say that seeing the crack in Goron City, I was like, this is a bit. I wouldn't expect this from Nintendo. You know, I can't lie. That's quite odd.
They were
also,
drugged.
For just a bit of a side thing right here before I forget. I was playing God of War Ragnarok. I mean, of course. And they make actually a lot of Zelda references.
Really?
Yeah, there's a character in the game. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he literally wears like what Link wears. Like it's not like it's obviously not like dead on, but like if that's not a Link reference, then that's just like the weirdest coincidence. Like
yeah.
It looks like either the one Wind Waker outfit or like the Breath of the Wild tunic.
Yeah, I just saw it. He's wearing kind of like a blue shirt, right?
Yeah. But then at one point in the game, one of the characters, quote unquote, sacrifices himself, and everyone's like, "Oh man, that sucks." But then, like at one point, you find out he survived, and they're like, "How did you survive a fall that high?" And you know what he says? He says, "I rolled."
That's funny.
Yeah, that's that has to be.
That's quite funny because that would be funny even if you didn't get that, like even if you didn't know that happened in the games, but it also is funny even more. Yeah, I get it. And
then at one point, one of the main characters was like, "Well, excuse me, Your Majesty." It's like, come on, they're not hiding it. Come on.
That's actually quite funny. I'm surprised by that as well. Speaking of, by the way, actually of references to people who are wearing Zelda tunics, if you look at the new Lego the what is it? The Lego Medieval Village set, the new one.
There's a new one.
Yeah. There's a new Lego Medieval Village.
I didn't notice.
Really, you didn't notice?
No, I didn't see it. Yeah.
No, it's pretty good.
24.
It's pretty good.
All right. Yes. I've seen it before.
Okay. Yeah. Now, if you look at like on the normal images, the woman in the front, her torso, and then you look to the side, there's a man or there's a little kid with the new hat from the dwarf village.
Yes.
Or not the dwarf village, the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What am I talking about? If you take that and you put it on the girl, you literally got Link. I mean, straight up.
Huh. That's crazy.
It is.
Okay, that's an odd one. I thought you were gonna talk about the lady in the house, because although it's kind of feminine, that shirt could work for a fire tunic.
Okay. I didn't even think about that. It's pretty good actually as well. Yeah, because it's got the strap, it's got the white. It is pretty feminine, but you're right.
It could work. It
could work for like the Zelda mod where you get to play as Zelda.
No, yeah.
The Breath of the Wild mod.
Yeah, saved it.
Yeah, exactly.
Saved it.
Boom. Exactly. No, it is weird that it's hard to build.
Just don't tell Nintendo. Just don't tell Nintendo.
Yeah, please. Please.
They're
not like this.
Wasn't that a weird moment where they were like thinking that maybe they would have you be able to play as Zelda in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, like I saw God, remember the days when people thought you could play as Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf?
Oh,
remember when we all thought his spirit was gonna be following you around and shit?
Oh god. Yeah.
I remember that. That was a weird period of time because everyone was just so in unison about that. Everyone was like,
sexy
"Oh yeah, that's
Ganondorf." Oh, dude. Nice Ganondorf where he's super attractive. I mean, he is attractive still, don't get me wrong.
What?
But
wait, hang on, what?
What
are you talking about?
Hylian, I'm gonna tell Marin.
The rehydrated Ganondorf animations, no, the comics, the rehydrated Ganondorf
I
comics.
Still think it's hilarious. That technically is what happened.
Wait,
I really did not think they were gonna do that.
Oh god, now I remember what you're talking about.
Rehydrate him.
Oh god.
I love that people think that that's what the problem was. It's
Let me say,
that's what we got to do to fix that.
That was back in the Breath of the Wild 2 days,
Oh, yeah.
where it was the first teaser trailer. But fun story, I'm gonna go on a full rant right here, if you guys allow me, because we do always have these segments where we talk about our own projects. So after this, I kind of want to hear what Brandon's got to say about Golden Years or whatever, and we can hear what
Okay,
Zora's
yeah.
got to say, if that's what we're going to do. So
Okay, then.
this was back in, yeah, we got the first teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. It was called Breath of the Wild 2 at that time, which was awesome. People at that time, this is the hilarious thing of it all. People around that time were already like Zonai, and it's kind of funny that it's a thing now.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember the second teaser trailer that was during E3. Rest in peace to E3. Yeah, moment of silence.
Are they not doing that anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing E3.
I'm not okay with that. I'm very sad about that. But anyway.
And around that time, I remember I was working on Hyrule Champion Part 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's been a while.
Wait, whoa. Part 1 came out before the teaser did?
The second teaser I'm talking about.
Okay.
The first one was already up, but the second one, I was working on Part 2 during that time. So I remember there was I was about to start animating the tapestry flashback or whatever, and I was so dead set on what the archaic tunic from the game, with the green strap, the Hercules drip, as I call it.
Yeah.
I was so dead set. That is the hero from the tapestry. That's the guy from the tapestry. And I was so dead set on it. So I remember building that figure and include him in the actual film. And that's kind of, I've said the story so many times, but I love it so much. That's kind of where my Breath of the Wild tapestry obsession began, because I was able to visualize it and make a whole kind of like segment of it in Hyrule Champion. It was so nice. Then came out Part 3, and there was more to that lore that I kind of included with the Sheikah's abolishment, and now comes to Hyrule Champion Part 4, where I'm, doing my thing, animating. There is at the beginning, I would say. So news flash right here. Whoa. At the beginning of Hyrule Champion Part 4, there is another scene that takes place during the era of 10,000 years ago. And yeah, I didn't think much about it afterwards until the release of a certain game. I wonder what the game's called. Where they kind of revealed the identity, if that makes sense, of the Mr. Tapestry dude. And whoa, he's a Zonai? He's actually a Zonai. So, the crazy thing is, I always used to think he was a Zonai, but we didn't know what the Zonai were. That's the crazy thing.
Predictor.
And what do you say?
Predictor,
yeah. And it's kind of like the first thing where my work in Hyrule Champion kind of some way fit perfectly with Tears of the Kingdom. And maybe you guys won't even understand this because, of course, Part 4 is not out yet. Won't be for a couple of months. And it was such a mind-blowing thing that earlier this year I finally got the parts in mind to build the ancient hero, and ever since then my obsession has grown even more. I always take pictures of him with Calamity Ganon and the Divine Beast, recreating that battle like myself, and it's so fun. Until I got inspiration from some fan arts of the character and people making the princess from the tapestry as well. And that's where I kind of decided to, okay, let's make how about we make the revamped version of the scenes that were in Hyrule Champion to make them canon in a way, because the mistake is Ancient Hero is not a Hylian. But that's too much work when you think about it, because how long I've been working on Part 4? Around 2 years. Imagine having to take time to animate that. It's too much, too much of a time dedication, which is fine because it's something I'm passionate about. But then I got an idea and it was from back in the day, back in the old Hylian Bricks days, where I had a comic on Instagram, and I said, "What if we make the Tapestry store into like a prequel comic?" And you see, and ever since, the idea has been stuck on me until I decided, you know what, it's now or never. It is in the works. It is in the.
Well, how about that?
How about that?
That's exciting.
On the 3-year anniversary of Hyrule Champion Part 1 on February 21st of this year, I uploaded a picture to my YouTube and Instagram.
Well, because I remember you saying, it's like, this is not happening, guys.
Yeah, I posted that right there, and it was supposed to be like.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I like that.
No, because that's the voice I always give, like when I assume people are gonna comment and stuff. So it's like, oh, but this you got, or no, that's my mellow voice. That's an easier way.
That's your mellow voice.
No.
Yeah, so I posted that as a what if, like, since it's Hyrule Champion's birthday, what if it had a prequel? But the idea was so stuck on me still that I said, you know what, it's time to kind of make it a reality. And sometime afterwards is where I decided to, turn it into a comic. And for Zora, I don't know if you've seen it because you're kind of inactive on social media, which is totally okay. It's called Hyrule Champion: Ancients of 10,000. Whoa.
Wait. Sorry. Where is this? What time was this sent? Was this made? I'm trying to.
I'll send it to you right now.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Well, get excited, guys. You heard it here
first. This one. Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
The logo. First of all, I really like it. It took me hours just to modify the OG Hyrule Champion logo because I want to, have that, kind of like in franchises like Star Wars, for example. We have Star Wars as the franchise name, but then there's like the subtitle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even The Legend of Zelda, there's Zelda, The Legend of Zelda. Then there's Tears of the Kingdom, the subtitle. So I wanted the Ancients of 10,000 to be there. And I really like that name. It sounds very powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
It sounds, big, powerful in a way, and I really like it. And the way the story is presenting itself already connects beautifully with it's a bridge in between Tears of the Kingdom's story from the past, the memories and stuff, a bridge from that to Breath of the Wild in a way. So it's because how the game's a loop, it loops the events so seamlessly, and it's amazing. Already worked on some character concepts, and I have to order the pieces soon so I can start, making the comic because it's gonna be made in Lego, of course. It's gonna be taking pictures and crazy. I already made the concept for Master Koga from back in the day, back before he became
Master Koga.
Koga when he was a Sheikah.
I don't know. That's what I always imagined him sounding like, something like that. It's like, oh yeah, you better get ready because here comes Master Koga.
I also made a concept for Monk Mascotia, which he's honestly one of the coolest characters that I've already kind of made because Can
I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so before it was revealed who the hero from 10,000 years ago was, you want to know who I thought it was?
Oh no.
Ganondorf, don't say that.
No. I actually really did think it was Monk Mascotia.
Okay, that actually kind of makes sense.
Because that's the thing, is that wasn't it said that he was from 10,000 years ago? I could have sworn that somewhere said
he was. Yeah. He's a monk
he's from 10,000 years ago.
He fought against Calamity Ganon as well, like the monks.
Right, so wouldn't it make the most sense that he was the hero from 10,000 years ago, and that it's him who decides on whether or not Link truly is the true hero? It's like, hey, I was once you, so now I'm going to make sure that you're me. That's what I always thought.
That makes sense.
He's like, oh wow, okay, you really are me. Now have this motorcycle.
Exactly. I like that. I'm almost sad that that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like the main thing that the only thing that told me that that probably wasn't true, and this is such a minute detail, but it's honestly just the fact that like you can throw bananas during the fight, and he'll be like, "Oh shit!"
He just drops everything and
Yeah,
runs
so,
through the
like,
bananas.
Which
Yeah,
is funny
fair enough.
because that reveals that that's not just a Yiga thing. Like that's just something that like the Yiga keep from their Sheikah days. That's what that tells me.
That's funny, actually. That's a good point.
So that's the thing. Is like I mean, like I know that that doesn't immediately disprove anything, but like I just felt like that if Monk Mash Kosha was the hero from 10,000 years ago, which let's be real here, that is a ancestor of Link. Whether or not he is the like, I know that he is that Zonai, but that doesn't mean he still isn't a ancestor of Link, obviously.
Hey, and
But-
to be fair, even Raru's an ancestor of Zelda, so we know for a fact that.
Yeah. So like, but like, I just felt like if that detail is there, then I don't know, like, because like I just said, that means that the Yiga obsessing over bananas is a thing that they took over from their Sheikah days. Well, then wouldn't that mean that every time Link sees Mighty Bananas, he would be like, "Oh shit!"
Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
So like that was the one thing before Tears release that like was telling me that might not be it.
Maybe it's
Because like
cultural.
because I just felt like there would be like something. Like I'm just like I don't know, like because I just thought it was weird because like you know the theories that the final thing in the Champions Ballot, like that's Link's Divine Beast or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I heard theories about that, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, well then wouldn't it make sense that an ancestor of Link is the one waiting in there? It's like, what is he doing there? Like, so I always thought. Plus, I mean, listen, he is the hardest fight in the game. I don't want to hear it.
He is, yeah.
So again, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well then that we would make the most sense if he was the hero from 10,000 years ago. This guy clearly seems to know what he's doing. It only makes sense that the one here to take his place now is the only one who can even manage to defeat him.
That would make sense. I like that theory.
And to be fair, Monk Mask Kosha was honestly not only the hardest fight, but the best fight in the whole game. Like best boss battle. Because
but also the one thing that like kept telling me in opposite to the banana thing, the one thing that kept telling me that like, oh yeah, this is the hero. Because there's another example of this exact thing happening. The hero Shade. That's literally what this could have been.
That's a good idea, actually. That's cool.
And basically, the hero Shade does the same thing. He trains his descendant, and he's also a dead guy.
A dead guy.
Like
a
that.
dead guy.
Yeah.
Like Monk Mask Kosha is a preserved monk. Shade is a Stalfos. The more you think about it, the more that it really makes sense here.
Yeah,
it's like
I see
you
what
have this
you mean.
guy 10,000 years ago, and this was before like it really became evident that they don't care about the timeline anymore. So it's like, oh yeah, well what the Shade and then this and like that's just how it works. Is that Link train their ancestors and all that, or their descendants.
And since you said that Monk Mask Kosha is, he's dead. So another thing is when I was talking about character concepts, is the fact that he's a monk. So how would he look 10,000 years ago? Because of course he wasn't dehydrated or anything. And I came to a lot of thought. And I'm gonna send this image in the chat. Feel free to put it on screen. Zora in the feature editing. This is my concept of what Monk Mask Kosha from my project, Power Champion, Ancients of 10,000 would look like 10,000 years ago.
Ooh.
What, that guy? You think it's that guy?
Yeah, that's what I think he would look like.
I mean, see, that's the thing though, is that like, I don't know. Because like I'm just saying, like it could be that guy.
Not as old. Hear me. Not as old, but will definitely like have the because of course not gray hair. It's gonna be white because Sheikah and stuff.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? That was another thing. That was the other thing that like told me that it probably wasn't him. Because I'm like, I don't know. I mean, like, because again, this was before the ancient hero was revealed, so obviously like his hair color doesn't match Link's either. But like, unless you count the the one from A Link to the Past, I mean, I guess like Link's hair color is usually consistent. Like, of course, there are like a few examples of like it being different, but like I just thought that like I swear from like since Ocarina, it's been consistent.
Since Ocarina, yeah. I mean, to be fair, the older versions of Link were more of a brown or like
Yeah.
very
So
more or even orange almost. Yeah.
So I just thought to myself, it's like, so it's probably not like that. Like, you know, he still has the Sheikah hair, so it's probably not an ancestor of Link. But I almost want to say that holds more weight now that we know who the ancient hero actually is, because his hair color doesn't match either.
And I think that's the most interesting thing about him. Just a big lore dump mystery Nintendo just threw upon us at the end, like very like end game, is that the fact that the shock factor. Whoa, he's a Zonai. That's the first shock factor. Like, what is this? You're looking at it like the in-game model, and you're thinking, what the actually heck is this that you're looking at? Then you connect the dots. Oh, the hair. Yeah, it's a guy from Tapestry. Cool. But then, if you're like me at least, you think about it to an extreme level that no one ever would. And there is the hair color, the tail, like how, like if in evolution, the Zonai didn't have tails, like Rauru didn't have a tail, Minoru didn't have a tail. But why does he have a tail? And you don't see that tone of red in anyone else aside from the Gerudo. And
actually, you know, I just had a thought though. Like,
yeah.
you mentioned Rauru doesn't have that. Well, wasn't like 10,000 years ago? Wasn't that like when Rauru sealed Ganon away?
No, that was way beyond before that.
Oh, I could have sworn Ganondorf said 10,000 years will pass in the blink of an eye.
Thousands of years or blink, pass in the blink of an eye. And the interesting is when I said the red hair thing, which this is very unlikely, but Tears of the Kingdom also answers the heroine question from Breath of the Wild, and also answers that mystery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, well, what if the ancient hero is also that guy? It most likely not, because come on, he already had a big quest of his own. So, but it's nonetheless super interesting, and I can't wait to answer those questions within my super lore analysis brain in the upcoming comic, which it doesn't have a release date. It's still in early making. Yeah, that's my rant. That's my super big rant. Zora, what have you been working on?
What have I been working on?
Yeah.
Well, it's a good question. Mostly I've just been, honestly just doing job stuff. I kind of have been thinking I maybe want to, I don't know if I should say this. My old animation that I was working on.
Yeah.
If Hylian Bricks, if you guys think Hylian Bricks takes a long time, then I
that's taken the original, and mind me, that's the first episode, correct?
Yes. I think I have everything I need for the first episode. I just need to edit it. And I might do it. I might finish it up. But I'm not going to say any more on that subject because there's so much up in the air, I just guess I have to do it. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yes. No, but Brandon, how's the Golden Years going?
Okay, well, the next episode is in production. It is the quote-unquote Origins episode. I've said multiple times to other people who asked, I didn't plan on doing an Origins episode because it's been done so many times. It's literally a running gag in the Spider-Verse film. So I'm like, well, why do I need to do it? But I finally figured out a way to do it without, where it doesn't feel too stale, because no matter what I did here, it was going to feel stale, because again, this is like the millionth time you're going to see it, but that's neither here nor there. It's, without giving too much away, it's basically going to be Peter telling Miles about it, and he's going to constantly, he's going to kind of skim over, the stuff that everybody knows. It's going to, the more detailed parts are going to be, the stuff that's unique to my interpretation.
That's exciting, actually, yeah.
So yeah, like I mean, this episode, like it might be a shorter episode. I will say this: like, there's only 2 episodes left after this, and this is the last episode before shit hits the fan. So like,
So
this is
basically the end of the second season.
yeah. So basically, like I'd say this episode is like Eye of the Storm, I guess.
I see. Yeah.
So because the next 2 episodes, I'm gonna give like a general overview, like without giving too much away. So basically, the next episode after this one is going to be Spider-Man and Venom trying to stop the Sinister Six's machine. I call it the Magnemizer, and that's a reference to the second Incredibles game where there's this machine called the Magnemizer. But what it does in the game and what it does in my series are completely different. I'm still trying to figure out exactly like what the Magnemizer is supposed to do in my series. That's kind of why there's an episode, like that's why this episode is happening at all. Just it gives me more time to think about it. Because like originally like it because like I mentioned a few episodes ago that this is based on like a story I used to do like when I would play with the minifigures, and what it used to be was literally a giant cannon, like a laser.
Interesting.
But I can't really build that because like it would be like this puny thing. It would be dumb. So I'm pretty much set on it being like a remote detonator. Like bombs are planted in Oscorp, and the Magnemizer is what sets them off.
I see.
But in the game, the Magnemizer is a machine that turns the Earth upside down.
Oh my god.
Now, obviously, Otto has literally no reason to do that. That might be like one of the dumbest things he could do.
I see. Yeah.
I really want to keep a line though from the game, because in the game, the guardian of the Magnemizer says it will turn the Earth upside down, and then Mr. Incredible is like, "You're upside down," and then it cuts to Frozen. I'm like, "Oh my god!" So how it's gonna go is like Otto's gonna be explaining. It's like, yeah, the Magnemizer will turn Oscorp upside down, and then you have Venom, "You're upside down," and then it cuts to Spider-Man. God. But like, Spider-Man's gonna try to turn it off, and then Otto's like, "Well, I'm sorry, but shutting it off is no longer an option." And then Spider-Man's like, "All right, we're not going to shut it off. We're going to destroy it. We're going to tear this thing apart." And then it like Otto pauses. Like if you guys watch the newest episode, like there's that moment. I'm not going to say what he pauses at in the newest episode. But like, there's a moment like where he just stops and stares, and that's going to happen again because he realizes there's nothing stopping them from destroying it.
Oh, I see.
He never considered the idea that they would just destroy it. So yeah, again, I'm not going to say too much what happens before or after that, but then the final episode of season 2 is literally just Spider-Man fighting the Sinister Six.
Looking forward to that.
That's actually quite exciting. Yeah, you got to get to the point where there's a Sinister Six in any story.
I actually have the thumbnail for that episode. Because I like everything's basically been building towards this. I'm gonna send you guys the thumbnail. I swear I still have it. There it is. It was so difficult to get everyone in the shot and also the logo. But I tested it when I first made it to see if that's like if everything is still in the YouTube thumbnail, because it has to be cropped, and yeah.
This is pretty good.
He tried so hard, and it was worth it.
Yeah, thank you. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so excited.
I really wanted to have Spider-Man fight all 6 of them at the same time, because that's usually what happens. But I was watching another series. I won't name the guy in case like this is something that he wishes he had done better. But he made a thing where he fights all 6 of them at the same time. But what usually happens, like, of course, there are some stop motion series I've seen where where everyone's moving at the same time, like how it would in like a show. But most of the time I see it in series, he fights all 6 at the same time. But usually it's just like him fighting one guy at a time while the other 5 stand there like idiots. Instead they're just waiting. It's like, my turn yet? Is my turn? Okay, go. Like that. So I didn't really want to do that because like I need as much room in the shot as I can. So having like all of them standing there, especially Otto with the arms, it would just be weird. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna fight each one at a time, and then finally he gets to Otto.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because that way, like, we can have like great fights for all of them without the other ones standing there all stupid.
That will be better. Yeah, that's cool.
Plus, like, it would like the question would come up: why doesn't he just web Electro and then use him as like a bat and like zap and hit everyone else at the same time? And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing really stopping that from happening. So that's my solution here. And I'm not going to say what happens at the ending of this episode, but I got to say, if it all comes together the way I really wanted to, because like it was taking me a while to decide like what music to play at the end.
That's how music is always a difficult choice. I understand your struggle, man.
And it took me a long time. Like, here's the thing. Like I said, it's been building up to this episode the entire time. This entire series up until this point was building up to this episode. And I don't even know what the name of it's going to be yet. I would have used And Then There Were Sticks, but that's already taken.
I hate when things are taken, yeah.
But I finally found it. And I like went over it in my head while listening to it. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one. This is perfect. This is literally perfect. I don't want to say it because I don't want to give it away.
Okay, done.
I also don't want to say it in case that like it doesn't actually sound as good as I think it will with this scene. Because then I'm gonna have said it on here, and then people are gonna listen to it, like watch the episode, and then it's just gonna be the music from the PS4 game, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what? You said it was gonna be this?" And I'm like, "I know, but it didn't sound good."
I see. No, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Part of me is like debating on like making like trying to. I almost want to like film that now because like I know I shouldn't rush, but like I really just like want to get to that because like I keep saying from the very first episode, in a sense, it's been building up to this.
Well, I would say save it. You know, if you're that excited about it, you're gonna really want to get to it. You know?
Save it because then I say save it because then what's worth of the other episodes, because the journey sometimes is more worth it than the destination, and you gotta enjoy the journey while it lasts, and you know until that.
That's the thing is that the next two episodes after the Origins episode, it's basically like they're basically like two halves of one episode. That's kind of like how the season started too. So basically, like the final episode is literally just going to start with Peter like outside the hideout. Like it's not, there's nothing. Like this might be the first episode to just start like with the intro, like nothing before it, and then it's just going to cut to Peter waiting outside.
Interesting.
But then, like the final scene, is a scene I'm really excited to do because like it sets up season 3 really well, and I'm really excited.
Man,
I'm excited too.
Awesome.
I mean, if it sets up the next season, I believe that's the Miles stuff, right? They briefly discussed with me once, right?
Yeah, so basically season 3, this is kind of where Miles like really comes into play.
Let's go. More voice lines for me. I had fun recording mine later, so I'll definitely say that I had a lot of fun.
I never knew until I saw the episodes that Hylian Bricks was actually black.
What? Whoa!
Yo, chill. That was a complete turn. I did not expect you to say that. No,
God,
no.
wow! If this was like still our old style of titling these episodes, like this would be like Hylian's Black.
It's true. It's a true fact.
Oh my God!
You know what?
I'm really glad
slightly agree with you.
My friend would not believe me if I told him.
I would slightly agree with Zora there because Miles is Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican.
Boom.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Exactly. Boom. What'd he say?
No, what'd I say?
Exactly. Boom. There it is. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, like now it might be a little while until I get to season 3 because like how season 2 is going to end, it's like really it's gonna be a lot. Like I'm not gonna say it's gonna be like the most spectacular thing you've ever seen, because it really won't be. But like you guys are never for a long time. Because there's gonna be 5 seasons. So I don't want to say that like my how far out or like how far I'm gonna go in terms of like putting emotion in the voice acting is gonna be by the time we get to season 5. But like you guys are really gonna hear, like I'm really gonna do everything I can to put emotion in it in the second to last scene.
Good. I'm so excited to see how you do it. You gotta really go full throttle. Like, you know, if somebody dies, you have to actually kill somebody and then like experience the trauma.
Well, yeah, like basically, like you guys are gonna come to me, but more than likely I hope at least you guys are gonna come to me after the episode goes up, and it's like, dude, were you like actually crying when you were recording that scene? Because it sounded.
I know
it's like Brandon describes his process of voicing Ganondorf for me sometimes.
Well, yeah, like I can't scream, like do that like scream, but like in the back of your throat, kind of. It's like, I can't do that. That doesn't work because it's too quiet. Like that animation Hylian made all that time ago of Rauru, Sonya, and Ganondorf. That scream I did at the end, that was the second take of that, because originally that's what I did. The original take, like even when he edited it, it sounded like I was like gargling water or something.
Ganondorf gargling water.
It was like,
let's go.
Not like that. But like when he edited it, it sounded like I was gargling water. It was hilarious. But I'm like, no, I gotta redo this. So basically, what I did then was I went to a very quiet room and then I just yelled as loud as I could, and then there you go. That's the end result.
Yo, I mean that works. That's fair enough.
And now I'm not going to be
like
yelling that loud when I'm in the finale, but basically I'm going to go into it as if I'm literally there experiencing it.
Please, that's going to be amazing. You know, like if you see somebody, like if Peter Parker sees somebody's like corpse, you know, then you have to actually like go into like a graveyard and dig up somebody's corpse and then like.
Well, I will say this is a minor spoiler, but no one's going to die.
Okay. Nobody that we know of.
Well, yeah, like no one, like, well, I mean, obviously characters have like died off screen.
Okay.
But like none of the 6 are going to die, is what I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay. That's
although the thing though is that I'm going to imply that Kraven would have preferred Spider-Man to have killed him.
That makes sense. You know.
But that'll come later, not by Spider-Man's hands, but you'll see.
Well, don't tell me he's gonna die.
Well, maybe. You don't know.
That's true. Nobody knows.
I might change my mind, honestly.
That's true. I mean, I guess it's as up in the air as your mind on how it goes. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, like I'm really excited for this. Like it's really going to come together well. I think the most challenging part to me, honestly, is going to be the second to last episode. Not just because that it's like oh my god, I just want to get to the finale already.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that like I that brief summary I gave of the episode. That's kind of all I've got for it.
That's like, exciting, actually. The fact that you got it all up in the air, you got to like make it up on the day. There's something exciting.
Yeah, because like I don't keep saying that like this is based on like when I used to play with the minifigures, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's like how that originally went is so much different from what you guys actually see on screen. Like my ideas were like wild. Like originally season 2 was something completely different. Season 2 was all about Kingpin and the guys he hires, and then season 3 was what you guys are seeing now.
Interesting. That's actually
and then season 1. This is one of the biggest changes. The reason in season 1 that Venom fights Spider-Man is because he thinks he's Riot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So Venom says that only Riot could be doing what that guy's doing.
I see.
But then I'm like, that's stupid. This is all stupid.
Fair enough.
Like there were crazy ideas, like Spider-Man fights Doc Ock like at a waterfall. It was ridiculous.
That's a cool idea, actually. You know.
But yeah, it's like I there was nothing I could do for that. So.
It would be a bit difficult in Lego.
Yeah, and like basically, Spider-Man fights Vulture like thousands of feet in the air, like so high that like Vulture has to like put on a mask so he can breathe, and like Spider-Man is like trying to web one of the things, and he's like fading in and out, and then finally he manages to web, and then Vulture like they start crashing back down.
You know, these are cool ideas. You know, I wouldn't throw them out all together. You know?
Well, I'm not gonna throw them out altogether, but like again, like I mentioned this to you guys before we started. I used the same 2 walls in every shot, so like some of this I was unable to do. Like originally, like in the Carnage episode, he wasn't supposed to just die by Venom. They were gonna knock over the church bell, and it was gonna fall and kill him.
Jeez. Yeah, I see.
So like there were a lot of ideas where I had like I was limited on, so I had to like change it.
That makes sense. That, you know, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm really excited for it all.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. It's
gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic.
It's got to be epic. You know.
Yeah.
It's all in your hands now. And it has been cool. I gotta say, anybody go check it out. It's like a TV show basically. It's like a
Saturday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's quite fun like that.
Also, yeah, I do sometimes take like shots at people with it.
You take shots at people?
Well, basically, like I was gonna make a reference in this newest episode where, like, when Miles tells Peter to talk about his past, Peter's gonna be like, well, originally, I'm cutting this line out, but he was gonna be like, I don't know, Miles, I don't want to trauma dump on you.
No. Spider-Man Lotus.
Exactly. So, like, as funny as that would be, it's like I don't know, like I was gonna, like, for April Fool's this year, I just didn't have the time. I was gonna make a quote unquote remake of the first episode where literally like the entirety of down to like the last few seconds is just establishing shots. And then Spider-Man enters the bank, and then it's like, well, is it just me or do we have a bank robbery in the year 2023? And then
this is your Shocker suit.
Yeah, it's like, and then like before Shocker even says anything, he's like, what are you wearing? It's my Shocker suit. Your Shocker suit. Yeah. That's what we're going with. Okay.
Hey,
But,
I think we all know our thoughts on Spider-Man Lotus, so that's kind of funny.
Oh my god. Also, well, I think we should wrap up soon, but I will say one last behind the scenes thing before we go. If anyone was curious as to why Shocker sounds the way he does, that's because well, first off, in Spectacular Spider-Man, he kind of sounded like that. He was always like, "Afraid you ain't getting off that easy, bug." So, but it's more a reference to people who were around back when Super Mario Logan, but like before that whole thing happened. He used to do this thing with Woody, like I think it was Shrimpo Hunter, and that's how Woody sounded. So my friend and I would always joke that Shocker sounded like Woody. So when I made the episode, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make him sound like that. So it's like, oh, are you Spider-Man? It's like, how about Shocker? That's my name.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I guess when you're doing things like that, you know, going over these old, stories that have been told so many times, then you gotta sort of.
Well, yeah, that's why
personable.
Tombstone sounds like Uncle Ruckus and Kingpin sounds like Patrick Warburton. Also, last thing, if people are wondering why Venom is not a big fig, it's because there's not enough space to get him on camera. But also, the big figs have such like limited articulation. It just, That's why Rhino hasn't appeared yet. I still gotta get the minifigure of him.
Oh yeah, there's a minifigure now. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's also why I didn't go with the Riot thing, because if he's a big fig, it would be kind of stupid if Venom wasn't. And I do have a Venom big fig. It's just, again, their articulation is so limited. It would look stupid.
That might be true. But I mean, in the Thomas the Tank Engine TV show, then there was very little articulation. So.
Oh. Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, good work. Now, one last thing before we go is to mention this is for all us three to address to the beautiful audience who may be watching or may not be watching. I guess we'll never know if they're watching to this point. But we got to address the big purple elephant in the room, and that big purple elephant is what happened to that promise we made a couple months ago that we're gonna upload every month.
But why is it purple?
I don't know. It's Barney. Maybe it's Barney.
Oh,
Maybe it's a
what,
purple
Barney's
dinosaur.
an elephant?
Maybe it's a dinosaur now instead of an elephant. But to answer that question to anyone who's curious about our lack of uploads and such after our quote unquote promise or whatever, is I want you to consider the fact that all three of us are grown men. I spoke this with Brandon the other day, a week ago, I believe, in our Saturday voice calls in the Hyrule Champion Discord, which you should totally join.
Yes.
I want y'all to understand that we are grown. We have projects of our own. We have a life of our own. So sometimes we're just busy, focused, working on whatever we are doing. Sometimes we actually have real life stuff to do. So there is not always time to record an episode because, again, it's a commitment having to take time out of your day. For example, like today I have college tomorrow, just to record. But the times we do this, we cherish it a lot, and I cherish it a lot, and it's very fun to talk with these two amazing people. And yeah, just letting y'all know that we cherish these moments, and we just understand why we don't upload as frequently as we should.
Hylian Bricks is about to make me cry.
Damn.
So sweet. Yeah.
Well, but listen, we'll do what we can. All right, that's really what we can promise you guys, is that we will do what we can. All right.
Yeah, we always do what we can, and as
but also,
always,
like, something you guys should also know, even if we could upload monthly, like, there's not always stuff for us to talk about. The fact that we were able to talk about this much stuff is honestly surprising to me, because, well, ever since Tears came out, there hasn't really been any, like, new Zelda stuff.
You know, that's a fair point. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about as the when the set comes out and everything. I mean, goodness, it'll be crazy. But for now, it's just a pleasant time to be alive.
it is very pleasant. I agree. It is actually very pleasant. We enjoy very much what we do, and we enjoy all of the wonderful people for watching until this point where we end this long episode, which I'm pretty sure has been going on for how long?
A while, an hour,
Almost
2 hours.
No, almost 3 hours.
Oh, really? No way.
Well, we started at 5. It's almost 7. Like, it's 2 to 7.
Oh shoot. Okay, well, I guess we'll wrap up then.
Yeah.
This has been a great opportunity, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. If you have any comments or questions or ideas for the future episodes, please leave them all in the comment section below. Have a great time down there. Say it again. What'd you say?
No, I said one of us will answer.
One of us will answer, yeah. Or if
So
not,
get over that one thing you said earlier. It's like, Hylian's Black? Watch this become the most viewed episode just because people are going to keep trying to find that.
I hope so. I have been the
Out of context.
Out of context, Hylian's Black. It's true. Nobody knows. No face reveal, right? So there he is.
Wow. Just wow.
No, Hylian. No, here I'll say it. I've seen him. So Hylian is now the new star of that one show. I think it was called Black-ish.
Oh my god.
I agree. That'll be great.
This is going to be my friend's favorite episode, I guarantee.
Is your friend Black?
No.
No,
dude, what is this conversation?
I don't even know.
I thought we were on the outro.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I've been the LEGO Zora.
I've been Bgoldbricks.
And I have been your wonderful Hylian Bricks. Yay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, late